For 15 years, Ella lived in a house that was supposed to be her home, but instead it became a cage, a place where she cried endlessly, yet learned to hide her tears like a secret no one deserved to know. A place where she suffered constant beatings. Ella looked older than her age. Pain had aged her. Fear had shaped her. Her hands shook whenever her husband came near.
What the hell is this mess? You useless woman, always screwing things up.
He wasn't always a monster, at least not at the very beginning. When they got married, he was charming, caring, loving, or so she thought. But barely 2 weeks into their marriage, the abuse began. It didn't start with fists. It started with words, small ones that stunned a little. Then it grew. He'd say things like, "Why are you so slow? Who will ever want a woman like you? Don't forget, I'm the one feeding you." Soon, the insults became shoves. Shoves became slaps. Slaps became punches. Punches became nights Ella slept on the floor bleeding. But the painful part wasn't just the beatings, it was the cheating. Years and years of cheating. Ella started noticing things, little things at first. A strange perfume on his shirt, late night calls that he rushed outside to take, trips that lasted weeks, and he never gave her an explanation. She asked questions. Samuel answered with fists. One time, she gathered courage and asked him, "Samuel, who's calling you this late?" He didn't say a word. Instead, he beat her so badly that she couldn't see out of one eye for 3 days. And yet, she stayed. Not because she was weak, but because of the children. They had 3 kids. Daniel, the oldest, he was always asking, "Mom, are you okay?" Then there was Karen, their daughter, smart, gentle, the kind of girl who would quietly wipe Ella's tears without saying a word. And Michael, the youngest, he would run to hug her anytime he sensed she was sad. Ella stayed because she told herself, "My children deserve a complete home." But slowly, she realized something worse. Her children were growing up watching their father destroy their mother. The boys grew angry, the girl grew scared, and Ella grew tired day by day, year by year. The cheating got worse. One of the women even called her and said, "Your husband said he's leaving you soon. Better prepare yourself." Ella felt her heart break that day. Samuel had spent years tearing her apart, and now he was proudly telling people he wanted to replace her. Still, she stayed until the night she almost didn't live to see the next morning. Samuel came home drunk that night, like he often did. He shouted, "Ella!" and she just froze. Then he yelled, "Ella, do you think I'm stupid?" Her words got stuck in her throat. She could barely get them out. And in this tiny, shaky whisper, she said, "How do you mean?" Samuel grabbed a heavy glass decoration, something she bought years ago to make their house feel homely. He threw it at her with full force. It hit her shoulder and crashed into the wall behind her, shattering into sharp pieces. Ella's heart raced uncontrollably. At that moment, she remembered a woman from the news who stayed in her marriage and was killed by her husband during one of his drunken rages. Ella whispered to herself, "I don't want to die. Not like this. Not in this house. Not for a man who doesn't love me." Something snapped inside her, a courage she didn't know she still had. She ran, barefoot in the rain, with bruises on her arms, blood dripping from her hand, her heart pounding like it wanted to burst from her chest. She didn't know where she was going, only that if she stopped, Samuel would kill her. Hours later, she arrived at her friend's house. Her friend opened the door and gasped, "Ella, what happened to you?" Ella could barely speak. I can't go back," she whispered. Her friend hugged her tightly. "Then you won't. Not this time." The following weeks were harder than the escape. Ella had nothing. No house, no money, no belongings. Her children stayed with relatives until things became safe. Ella lived in a tiny room above a bakery. The smell of bread became her daily reminder that she was starting again from scratch. People gossiped about her. Some blamed her. Some insulted her. Some said she should have stayed. Marriage is endurance. But those people didn't understand. Ella didn't leave a marriage. She escaped a war. Her friend paid for her therapy. 15 years of pain needed to be unpacked. Ella cried in every session. She learned how to sleep without fear, how to breathe without shaking, how to look in the mirror without hating what she saw. Samuel tried everything to find her. Threats, fake apologies, manipulative messages. He even tried to convince the children that Ella had abandoned them. But Ella wasn't the same woman anymore. One evening, while walking home from her part-time job, she stopped in front of a shop window. She looked at her reflection. For the first time in years, she saw something new. A free woman, a brave woman, a woman who survived. She whispered to herself, "I will never be afraid again." Months passed. Ella rented a tiny apartment. She reconnected with her children slowly, and the first day they reunited, they cried together. They said, "Mom, we knew, we saw everything, we just didn't know how to help you." She joined a support group for abused women and finally shared her story. People cried listening. She wasn't alone anymore. She started saving money little by little for a dream she had buried long ago, starting an NGO to help women traumatized by abusive marriages, a place where these women could sit, breathe, and heal, a place where no one would raise their voice at them. Then one day, Samuel found her apartment. Her heart almost stopped when she saw him outside, but this time, she didn't run. She didn't hide. She walked to her window, looked him in the eyes, and said the words she had swallowed for 15 years. "I am done being afraid of you." Samuel was shocked. Ella closed her curtains, locked her door, switched on the lights, and sat at her desk with calmness in her heart. For the first time in years, she felt something rising inside her, something stronger than fear, stronger than pain, stronger than anything Samuel ever tried to crush. Yes, she felt hope. Her story isn't just about surviving an abusive marriage. No, it's about courage. It's about finding herself again after losing pieces of who she was for 15 years. She forgave him, but forgiveness didn't mean staying in a marriage that might have ended her life. She walked away so she could live, so she could rebuild, so she could breathe freely. And if you know someone like Ella, or if you are Ella, remember this: no marriage is worth your life. Because once a life is gone, it can never be rebuilt.